During my time of self-isolation while in Ecuador, I had a sudden realization of something so profound that I hope to always carry within me and will always be embedded in my mind to be constantly reminded of. While riding through Ecuador on a bus to get to the first stop of my excursion, something came over me. The information was so valuable and meaningful, I just had to put it down in words as a keepsake to always remember and to be able to remind myself of this. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my journal with me on this excursion, so I text myself all of this information that flooded my mind. It was a download of information that I just couldn't forget. The things we get so down on ourselves for have no real value to it. The things that often plague our minds, oftentimes the negative emotions that we carry, sometimes come from spending too much time on social media. Sometimes the things we get so caught up in are minuscule worldly ideals and social norms that are placed on us. In life, sometimes the things that keep us trapped are the things that we are bound and chained to in our minds. The things that sometimes plague us in our minds are connected to numbers. We have been conditioned to focus on numbers. In this day and age, a lot of people are consuming so much social media and it's all around us. We find ourselves tied to it one way or another. Again, revolving around numbers. In today's world, a lot of people strive to have particular things they see other people with. It may be a good look to have the big house, a few luxury cars, designer clothes, have a big social media following where you get to paint your life as perfect. But we will never be able to get out alive with any of those things. People can unsubscribe from your channel at any moment. People can lose interest in what you represented. The things you share can be trending 1 minute and not the next. Placing value on external factors is a setup for failure. Navigating through life can be extremely challenging when you may feel that you don't want to participate and play the game that was created for us. Not wanting to follow what everyone else is doing, feeling like you don't belong living in a place trapped and can never be free as long as you have society standards constantly bombarded in your mind. Issues we have to focus on, such as having to pay for things that was readily available and free in this world, but now having to pay for it. Needing to focus on money to make it in this world, or meeting standards or milestones society says we should, or they choose as what's acceptable or successful for society, and having someone else dictating what's normal and standard for you in society is a setup for mental anguish. But that's not what's most important in this thing we call life. Besides your health, the things with real value cannot be measured in numbers. Life is not easy. Reminded of recent thoughts that I've shared, nobody else has lived your exact life. The things you went through, the trials and tribulations that you face, the impact and effects that it has had on you and hindered you from getting to a place that society deems successful, as well as reaching that milestone in a certain time period in one's life. Give yourself grace. The best things with the most meaning and value are things that cannot be taken away from us or measured in numbers besides your health. The things that matter, which brings us true happiness in life, those moments where you have so much joy that you cry, those moments that make us feel full of, you know what? They just make you feel full. Having the opportunity to see things in life that causes you to have a moment of feeling like nothing else matters at that particular moment. Being in the present moment and being so full and complete. Not being depressed, worried about the past, or anxious because of the unknown in the future. Seeing things in life that gives you a feeling that money could never give you. Those breathtaking moments is part of what it's all about. We must not be defined by the things society deems as successful. You can lose your job, your money, or the amount of friends that you have. We have a choice over what we do with our lives. Pay attention to the things that you do most and be in tune with your emotions, how things make you feel and affect you. Be aware of the emotions you are carrying around with you and why. Life is too short to constantly walk around with negative emotions. If you don't like something, change it. It's not as easy as it sounds, but most times we have the option to change things about our lives that don't make us feel good. It's a good idea to remove the ideals from your mind that society says you should live by and just focus on yourself, facing your fears, treating people how you want to be treated. Focus on what makes you feel good as long as you're not hurting anybody, and let that be your guide. It's time for a change in the right direction, never looking back on old ways of thinking and being. What matters most is how you feel inside. And not letting society dictate your emotions based on what you have and the milestones that you reach. We aren't living life as it was intended, and that's what causes a lot of our negative emotions. Focus on those breathtaking moments and what makes you truly smile from the inside out. You can never lose those.